Rob, Aston Villa away on Sunday. Before we get into the fixture, just firstly, it's a club you know well. Just tell us about your time there in the club itself.
Yeah, long time ago now. That was a big part of my childhood. I was there from probably 10 years of age, and then made my Premier League debut for them when I was just turned 20. Yeah, it's a special club for me. I spent 11 years of my life there. I left to go to Wolves when I was about, I think I was 21. So yeah, special part of my time. I'll never forget my debut and your youth team days and things like that are really special. That's, you know, those are the best times of your life. So a big club, special club, but you know, I don't care now. It's just we want to win the game. That's it.
And on Unai Emery's Villa, how have you seen his transformation of the team in the last 12 months or so?
Pretty good. Yeah, they're an excellent team. You know, I think he's averaging at the moment 2 points a game in the year that he's been in charge. He's got European football. They're right up there again in the league this year. They're scoring loads of goals. It's up there with as difficult a game as you can have now in the league. They're especially away, you know, at Villa Park. So yeah, tough game, but that's obvious. But it's one for us to enjoy. It's certainly one for us that, again, I know, you know, I say this for everyone. I feel like we can get something from it. We're going to go there to try and win the game. We're going to have a clear plan. I think what we've shown in the last 5, 6, 7 games plus is that we've been able to adapt and change a little bit. You know, whether we press high, mid, low, we've had changes of shape. We've looked to try and exploit teams in different areas, and we'll have what we feel is a good plan to try and win the game, but respecting them, knowing that they're very good.
Obviously, they've had a really good home record of late. Does that make the job slightly more difficult in finding negatives, or is it just the same as any other?
We don't always have to find negatives. We want to be honest with the players. We'll talk about, you know, their strengths, and we can talk about where they are dangerous, how we need to try and stop that. But then there's always areas. Teams are always then going to give you something. You know, so however they play without the ball, they're going to give some space away, and we've got to try and exploit that at the right times. We're not going to be able to do it all the time, but we'll have a plan to try and do it, and hopefully we can take advantage in certain moments. But you know, they've had a European game last night, less time to prepare for the game than we've had, so that goes in our advantage as well. But yeah, they're you know, we're not going to lie from the players and shy away from it. We've got to be honest and say, right, there's their key threats. This is what they look to try and do. We've got to try and stop that. We're going to have to be better. Let's be clear. We're going to have to be better than we were last week against Forest. We have to be better in all aspects of the game. Without the ball, switching on when the ball goes out of play. We've got to be better when we win the ball back. You know, we've got to be very, very good to get something from this game. But the players have had a good training week. We've got another day to prepare for it again tomorrow as well. I like how we're shaping up, so let's go and attack it.
A couple of our players used to play for Aston Villa as well. Are they looking forward to it as well as the rest of the team? Yeah,
I think so. It's always special when you go back to a former club. So yeah, I'm sure they'll look forward to it, but it might give them a little bit more of a bit of fire if you need that. Anyway, you know, it's a big game for us anyway, but it's always nice to go back to a former club.
Reece Burke went off injured last Saturday. How is he?
Yeah, unfortunately he's missing. Berkey's been brilliant for us this season so far, but yeah, we won't have him for now for a few weeks. I know we've had a few, and it's really disappointing. You know, we've had a few missing from similar injuries as well, and the intensity of the games now is really, really high, and you know, we are asking a lot of them to go again. We're again because the questions will get asked, and we're asking them ourselves as well. We're making sure that we're trying to do the right things in training. We're trying to look after people and make sure that we're not doing too much, make sure that we're not doing too little, because when you go into these Premier League games, you've got to be right. And I think though across the board at a lot of clubs at the moment there's a lot of injuries, but it's something that we're still looking to try and improve and make sure that we nullify, because you want to be able to select your best players.
And how important is the rotation as well, because those players that came off the bench at Forest that really made an impact?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a squad, you know, it is a squad game now more than ever. And if we're going to be successful this year, we're going to need everyone. And that's why you do have the squad. So there was a real impact from the bench, which we needed. You know, there was no doubt. We just needed an impact from them, and all 5 of the players that came on last week made an impact. And we've spoken about that with the lads this week. Again, it's going to be disappointment. I can't pick everyone, and that's the hardest bit of the job. But you know, if you don't play, you've got to impact the game when you come on, and I couldn't have asked for any more than the 5 lads and what they gave when they did come on.
There was a player that returned to the bench last week as well in Gabe Osho. He played an hour for the development squad, and you watched that. How was he?
Gabe did really well. It was not a case of him having to play the minutes in that game. I think it was more for his confidence as well. But yeah, he was very good. It was comfortable for him. You know, he actually came off in around an hour and then did some more controlled running. You know, so it was. Yeah, he looked good. He's ready. He was ready last week. That's why he was on the bench. So whenever he's called upon, I know Gabe will be able to give his best.
And Villa Park's one that the fans have probably been waiting to tick off for quite a while. How important are they going to be again?
Yeah, the fans are, you know, they're amazing, and they have been. I say this all the time from minute one of whenever we came in, but 3,000 of them. You know, hopefully they can really bring the noise and be heard. It's a brilliant, you know, historic stadium, isn't it, Villa Park as well? It's a great old ground, but it'll be a nice one for our fans to go to. I know that we've got to make sure we're giving our fans something to sing about as well, but look, I'll keep repeating myself. If they're standing and applauding, hear Pelly in the background there, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they're standing and applauding at the end of the game, then we've done something right. You know, we can never guarantee that result. We want to win every game, but we want to make our fans proud of us, and you know, we'll do everything we can to make sure that they're applauding us off at the end of that game. But yeah, safe travels to everyone that does come, and yeah, that make the noise. And
the fighting spirit that they showed at Forest, how important is that to keep up as well?
Yeah, well, it's a non-negotiable for us, that, and you know, we've got a lot of those. We want to win the ball back as quickly as we can when we lose it. We want to, you know, if opposition teams do get past us, we've got to sprint back and get back in quick. We want to win duels. We want to defend well, you know, set pieces, and there's elements of the game, the basics, the fundamentals that we have to do all the time. And fighting to the very end is one of those as well. We can never ever give up, and we showed last week how important that is. So that's just, it should be a given in football, you know. And then off the back of that, then you can work on things tactically and try and improve as individuals and as a team. But that stuff, that's got to be us, no matter what, all of the time. And yeah, it was nice to be able to get that on the weekend, because we can really lean on that as well going forward and saying, look, you've showed it, you've done it before. You know, when we're going to be down again in games, and we've got to show that fight all the time.